Good afternoon, guys. So we are gonna be talking about a series of RF exploitation attacks and what are the different attack vectors which are focused mostly on physical layer of a communication system. Reason why is because mobile and IoT means that wireless technology is more diverse and incumbent, and it's ever been so. With that comes many more attack surfaces. So we are very excited to talk about the IoT attacks, and my name is Harshit Agrawal. I am security researcher and an undergrad student. Along with me, Himanshu Mehta. He is working for Semantic as of now.
So, can you hear me?
No.
Hello. Yeah. So I'm currently working with Semantic, and I'm leading the security intelligence team there in India. And my focus have been always on to learn and explore more into the security field. So I'm also the board member of EC Council LPT program. Like I work along with them, and as well as I'm board member of several other security conferences. So
Before we begin with this session, we need to know how many of you are familiar with SDR, the software defined radio. Okay. And how many of you have looked into some kind of IoT security or IoT hacking before? Okay, it's interesting.
So this session is going to be very, very basic because we got a lot of invitations and suggestions from people that nobody talks about the basic sessions. So, okay, let us start. Yeah. So we are going to begin with a brief historical rundown of the development of the IoT. So our today's agenda will be discussed. So evolving radio technology landscape, then security applications of software defined radio, and what makes the secure RF communications unique. Then we'll be also discussing in brief about the top wireless vulnerabilities, then what are the privacy rules, regulations to RF. So in this case, like you can see the statistic here, it shows the number of connected devices worldwide from 2015 to 2025. So you can see it's like exponential growth. Like if you see compare 2015 to 2020 and 2020 to 2025. So it is going to expand even in coming future. So you can see here, like it is almost forecasted to grow to the 31 billion worldwide. Okay, so the overall IoT market is projected to be worth more than $1 billion annually from last year onwards.
And the most interesting part to note about it here is between 2017 to 2018, there's only 3% hike in the IoT devices, but the attack surfaces increased by 600%. So that's really massive. Yeah.
So now a lot of people are learning about that, and they're also applying those techniques to exploit these IoT vulnerabilities. So, and you might have also noticed that the detection of cryptocurrency miners increased 8,500% in Q4 in 2017 year, right? So the attackers nowadays, they are using even some of the ransomware attacks to attack these IoT devices and ask for ransoms. So if you see, the most important thing in this is like we'll be discussing also about the IoT OT landscape. So the combined market of IoT you will see is going to be a 520 billion in 2021, which is massive, and it can be even more than that, what is projected. Yeah. So there are OWASP has released the top 10 vulnerabilities for the IoT, and we have highlighted only 5. So you can have a look in the OWASP top 10 module. So first one is like weak guessable hard-coded passwords. So like most of the devices, even manufacturers, vendors, they don't really care about these, right? So they just give the hard-coded passwords, and you don't even have the option to change it, or maybe you can reset it even after changing. So that is the first problem. Another one is like insecure network services. So you can see there are so many services running on the device itself, and there are some services even vendor does not care like who is communicating with what. Okay, so those are actually exposed on the internet. Like if you use the shodan.io and all, you can see like what are the services running. And the most important thing is like CIA triad, like confidentiality, integrability, availability, and also the authentication. And then third thing is important thing is insecure ecosystem interfaces. So you will be seeing like a lot of API, backend APIs, cloud services, and mobile interfaces in the ecosystem, which is outside the device, but that also allows the compromising of the devices. Yeah. And then fourth is the secure update mechanism. A lot of vendors, they don't even use the hashing and other techniques. Okay, so the lack of ability to securely update the device actually makes them more compromising to these kind of attacks. And then the fifth one, which we have highlighted here, is use of insecure or outdated components. I know you all are already aware, like even for OS softwares, we always ask them to update. So it is same for the IoT devices also. We always want to update these components libraries, whatever we are using in the IoT devices. Then this is a normal IoT threat model that we prepared. Like you can see here, like controlling device. So like how the devices are being controlled, like in our smart homes or tablets. Oh, sorry. Okay. And other things like whatever smart devices you are using. So who is controlling that device? That is the first threat vector, right? Attack vector. The second one, what we figured out was cloud service. So everybody is talking about cloud service nowadays, like whether it is AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, any service, right? So they try to implement that with, integrate that with IoT devices, but they don't know about those injection attacks and S3 bucket leakages. So we have to take care of that also. Then global network, like, you know, it's connected to all the internet related things. And then local network, like in CAN, if you see, like it is using CAN in the some of the devices like cars and other